Hello there, welcome to another Minecraft tutorial. My name is Shadow C and today we're in version 1.14. Look at that. This is my new Super Smelter, XP farm and bamboo farm all in ones, because as you might already know, in 1.14 you can automatically feed furnaces with fuel, because bamboo is a fuel source. It grows automatically and you can build a farm just like this one with a flying machine right there and a clock over there, and therefore you can have a modular super smelter. This is just one furnaces long, but you can add as many furnaces as you want, and this is awesome. So I'm going to teach you how to build this little by little, so step by step I mean. So don't, just sit back, relax, grab some coffee. This is going to be a slightly longer tutorial than usual, but I think this is worth it because, in 1.14 the game, this is one of the biggest game changers. You don't need to go out of your way to look for fuel. This you can automatically fuel and maintain. I'm going to show you how you can maintain. Look at the bamboo right here. This is all full of fuel for every single one of the furnaces, and you can have as much fuel as you want, provided that the rules of the game don't change, so that you can smelt everything that you want. Even you can add a cactus farm to this and turn this into an XP farm, like endless XP farm, without you having to do anything about that. So I'm gonna quickly turn this automatic fuel thing and show you just a little bit how this works. So we have these rails here. Now I'm going to show you how to build this in a second. With all of the carts going back and forth, and we have a natural bamboo farm right here, and with a flying machine that is going to activate on this clock. So when this clock pulses, which is not far from now, this is going to activate the flying machine, collect all of the bamboo, deliver it to the furnaces, and make sure that you keep fuel inventory at all times so that you can smelt anything you want. So the rest of the thing is pretty much the same as the Super Smelter version 2.0 for the 1.13 version. I'm gonna put some items there to smelt, and yeah, this is on, so in a second all of the furnaces are working. I think it's slightly slower than normal. I'm not sure if this is taking 10 seconds, maybe it is, yeah. And then the last part of this is the automatic recollection system. You can have the ingots automatically delivered to your chest right here. But if you don't want to do that because you want to get the XP from the furnaces, and I have some XP here, you can turn that off. The items are going to stay in the furnaces right here, as you can see right now. They're not going to be collected, so you can manually take them and get all of the XP from this. This is amazing in 1.14. So in case this is not working, I just want to let you know this is the first snapshot. This is the week 2, I think, in 2019 of version 1.14. I think personally that they're gonna nerf it down because bamboo grows so fast that this becomes an endless source of automatic fuel for your furnaces. So that is one of the things that I would say that it might change. I'm going to turn this off quickly. But other than that, I think this is going to be pretty much working, until the release version of 1.14. So let's go over all of the different components that we're going to go through in this tutorial. So this part right here is exactly the same as my V2 smelter component. There's an item distribution system with a pulse extender right here that you can deactivate with this torch. I'm gonna quickly turn this off just for lag. Now the thing is parked right there, so it's not going to cause lag by the movement. The other thing is the automatic distribution of the resources coming from the furnaces. This is again exactly the same concept as we saw in the version 2 of the Super Smelter for 1.13. So you can go back to that tutorial if you wanna, if you want another take on that. So I just turned this on, so the card just went, but since it has some ingots here, it's going to deliver those automatically, and then it's going to go away again. And now you can see that the card is going away because it's going to collect some more ingots, which there are. Wow, 40 ingots, that's amazing. We're gonna turn this off so that it stays here, and we go back into XP mode or XP farm mode. And so the new part of the thing, what's novelous right here, is all of what you can see here. So we have a hopper clock which you already saw a tutorial about, and that's something that I wanted to do, so that you can better understand. This hopper is getting poles all over here up to this flying machine, which I also have a tutorial. This is the same flying machine that we covered in that tutorial, so you can check on the bubble right there. The only difference is that this flying machine has only one arm. That's all of what we need. This turns out to be a pretty efficient thing. You can see from time to time 1 or 2 bamboos that get, kicked away, but it's not a big deal. Then we have a system here that I can use to park all of the carts, all of the hopper carts in one corner of the farm. So I'm going to show you that in a moment. You can turn this farm off, wait for all of the bamboo to grow, or you can manage the clock right there, how much it's going to take. So this is all customizable. This is a pretty decent farm. So what you're looking at right here is a very, very concrete, very, very classic way of collecting items with hopper minecarts underneath a farm. And here you see a lot of hoppers that are going to go right into the different furnaces. So each one of those lines are going to feed the fuel into each one of the furnaces, so that thing's gonna go automatically, non-stop, until you literally cannot stuff any more fuel in there, and you're gonna just have the bamboo despawn. Pretty much like that. These tutorials have been inspired by a couple of videos that I saw. One of them by Exumaboid, which did pretty much the right side of this. He did this side of here. And there's the Super Smelter, of course. I think it was an invention by Capfan, but I slightly improved that. And then another Super Smelter was created by Mambo Chambo using flying machines, I think. So I'm gonna try to find those videos and leave a link in the description in case you wanna delve into those. So I think this is a really good, expansion of what they already did. I'm going to show you step by step how to build this thing. So before we start, let's talk about the rail recollection systems that we're going to use for these farms and many other farms that you can build yourself. So in Minecraft, there's a very quirky rule when it comes to placing rails. That means that you will need to face a certain direction when building these sort of rail grids that only go one way. And I'm going to hit F3 here for a second. So if you look at facing east, so it's on your left side, pretty much on the middle of the text right there. So you're seeing that I'm facing east. So it's pretty much, if you're facing east-west, means that you're going to be able to build these rails. If you're facing south or north, so north-south, this direction, it's going to be a pain to be able to build those rail systems. And I'm going to show you why in a second. So let's say I am very patiently, let me just take a look. Yeah, these are all, okay, this is actually not a power rail. We're just gonna go like that for now, and then I have an power and then power rail right there. So far so good. If I choose to do another line right here, it's gonna go well, and I can pretty much do this and get away with it. But I've only have half of the farm done. The problem with north-south orientation is that when I place a rail here, the priority for Minecraft is to hook up the rails east-west. So there's no way I can fix this thing. And also, let's see if I do that. Yeah, so if you reach, for example, the end of the pattern right here, you also have a problem. So you can't really do this. There are probably ways, really difficult ways to, figure these things out. I've seen Minecrafters, get over these issues and being able to create these sort of structures that I can't seem to know how to do this right now. One of the ways that you do is you just use one card and they go like over and over like this. Like you can see the pattern here. You only need one card. It starts here, it ends here, it sweeps the entire area, and there you have it. But the problem with this is that we're going to have a lot of furnaces in one side, actually in this side, in this case, and each one of the cars has to individually offload fuel to each one of the furnaces. So that's why we're going to need to be facing east-west. So if I actually, let me mimic that, you know, block by block. So we need one more. So we can start doing this like this. It doesn't matter because when I place a rail, it's going to switch sides. And granted, this is connecting, but guess what? Once I do this, it all fixes itself. Look at that. That looks like magic. So we can go and, you know, do each and every one of those like that, and you won't have a problem. So just remember, if you're building a farm, probably one of the first things you should do is to build the rail system that you're going to be using for collecting your items. And if you are doing that and you have problems with the rail switching sides, you know, giving you trouble, chances are that you need to switch, you know, the orientation of the farm. If you do like east-west, it's gonna give you a much easier time, you know, for you to do it. All right, so with that said, the first thing we gotta do is the recollection system, and that is going to be underneath the farm. So this is a 9 by 23 blocks long. So it has to be 9 wide because that's how long the flying machine can do in one arm. But it can be any length that you feel, you know, that's necessary. I just try with this length. It's 21 blocks deep, and then it has one block on each side, extra block. The farm is actually going to be, if I'm looking at that, it's going to probably be 20 blocks deep. That pretty much, you know, gets me enough bamboo. You can see how fast it grows. It's almost reaching the top. If you let it grow like that a few times and then manually, you know, get the flying machine going, it's gonna give you plenty of food to smelt, you know, whatever you want. But of course you can, you know, make this longer. As you can see, I have to add 2, you know, lines of redstone blocks for all of the rails to be powered right here. So bear in mind, if you need to do this, you know, longer, you're gonna need more of these so that all of the rails can be powered. Just make sure the rails are powered, because otherwise that's gonna stop your carts, you know, in between. Now the next thing that I want to do is the actual, you know, furnace recollection system, and I'm gonna show you one of them, how it's done, and then I'm gonna repeat that for all of the 9 furnaces. So basically what you want to have is, you know, a line of furnaces here, and then, you know, some hoppers that are going to work as a buffer, but also as a way to, you know, be able to get all of that bulky, you know, contraption right here without interfering with the flying machine or the farm or this line right here. So that's why I do like 3 hoppers, which I'm going to show you right now actually. Alright, so what I have here, I just put a block here, 2 down and then 2 to the front, just to measure this up. And then I'm gonna grab my dropper and my hopper and my furnace right here. So first of all, you need to place the furnace, which is going to serve as a row of furnaces. And then you go, you know, hopper, hopper, hopper right there. And then you need a dropper facing down, and then a hopper facing this dropper, just like that. Now the reason why we need a dropper right here in the line of hoppers is because we need the items to flow slightly slower than normal. If I had just another hopper here, they will go so fast that the comparator that needs to measure the outputs, or actually the items in this hopper, would not be able to detect there's something there. So that's, you know, why you use either a chest or a dropper facing downwards. That's going to automatically drop the items into the next hopper. Now shift click a block right here, and let's put a comparator, and this is the actual comparator that we need to get items from. And block right here, shift clicking, and then a torch that is going to be on. Another block with a repeater right there. We need a block on top. This block is powered by the torch, so it's going to power the repeater. And then last but not least, another block here, which is going to be in charge of powering this rail right there. So as you can see, the rail is powered, but the minute I get an item here, it's going to very shortly unpower. And so the rail, yeah, you weren't able to see that, but if I put more than one, you can see that it unpowers, and you know, this means that the hopper minecart is going to stay here long enough to drop all of the items right? And then it's going to be powered again. Now once we have this and it's working, I am going to extend the rail line up to the end. Keep one regular rail here and power rail at the very last block. I've added the minecart here, which is parked at the power rail, which is unpowered, because I want to be able to turn this on and off, just to avoid some lag. We don't want those carts going back and forth all the time. So the way I'm going to do that is a line of blocks right here with repeaters. I'm going to power the block underneath the rail. I'm going to put all of the repeaters and redstone line going all the way like that. And then, a couple of blocks like that. A repeater right here. We remove this block, we don't need it. And then, extend the line basically. You're going to have to add one or more repeaters depending on the length of your farm, so that, the line is strong enough for that. And then one block here and the lever. So I'm gonna do that right now. So I'm gonna eyeball it, I'm about 10 here, I guess. I add a repeater here, and then you continue with redstone. Hopefully we're going to be able to make it. But in order to test this, I turn this on and I actually see that the cart is going. And for a quick demonstration of the offloading system, we're going to put some concrete here, like that. And when the cart reaches here, it's going to park here correctly, transferring the items to the furnace. When it's done, it's going to go back and forth to collect more bamboo from the farm. And we can turn this off very quickly by hitting that lever right there. So it's very important, when replicating this system, that every hopper faces the right way. Like, make sure that you're connecting the hoppers to where they have to go, right? And make sure no items fall into the hoppers. Like, for example, if I throw accidentally a redstone dust, make sure you take it out, because that is going to clog your system and make it less efficient. Also make sure you have enough space to make this work. Like, for example, I'm gonna do a temporary block here and a downwards facing dropper. So also when you do that, make sure that all of your droppers are facing downwards and stuff like that. Basic stuff that you need to take care, because it's very easy to do something wrong here. And for example, have one facing sideways like that. You need to make sure it's facing the right way. You can even remove a hopper right here, make sure this is correct, and then get it on again. Always shift clicking so that it's all connected like this. And finally, you add the top hopper right here by shift clicking onto each of the droppers, making sure that everything is going to work. And then of course you have to try, furnace by furnace, one by one, make sure that they are working and they get enough fuel and they light up. Alright, so once you finish placing all of the rails and stuff, this is what you should end up with. This is a pretty beautiful, system right here. It's a farm collection system. All of the trucks are individually collecting items for the furnaces. And now you can, right away start working on the actual bamboo farm, which is the second part of this tutorial. So the bamboo farm is basically a box made of, dirt, leaves and glass, which is probably some of the cheapest blocks that you can use for this, which basically starts around this place. You need to leave space for the carts to go through. First thing you need to do is to create a big box where you're going to be able to naturally plant the bamboo. So it's, you should have a decent amount of bamboo here, or you can probably, start the farm little by little. And once the furnaces start getting bamboo, you can keep, planting all the way. This is pretty much going to go up to this place. Oops, I accidentally nudged one of those carts, but it's gonna park itself. Alright, so once you have this huge, box all planted with bamboo, and you can already see that it starts growing almost right away. So you need to build a big box around this. So the blocks that I'm using is leaf blocks for the first 3 rows. The reason being is that leaf block is an immovable object and it's a quite cheap one that you can use for flying machines. And also it's green, and flying machines tend to be green. But you actually don't really need to surround the entirety of the first 3 layers with leaves. You only need leaves pretty much in, I think, in this side of the box where the flying machine is gonna go. And I'm gonna leave, sorry, it's 4 blocks, not 3. It's 4 rows of leaves. So I'm gonna correct that pretty fast. And as you can see here in the model, so the flying machine parks here. So we just need probably this row needs to be leaves, that row needs to be leaves, and then the rows above and below needs to be leaves. Probably not this one. Oh yeah, I need to leave the gap here because, you know, observer right there needs to go with the flying machine. So you can see already you don't need as many leaves, but for aesthetic purposes, that's what I'm doing right here. So I'm leaving this gap open for my flying machine, and then I'm gonna complete this and get back to you in a second. Alright, so this is the leaves box in the, you know, down part of the box, and then you need to top all of it off with a lot of glass. I mean, you can use any other block, but I kind of like watching the farm grow, and this needs to be like really tall. I think it's 21 blocks in total or something like that. I mean, you can research that. So this farm is actually 17 blocks up, and I think I think bamboo can grow higher than that. So, but that's going to pretty much guarantee that we're going to have, you know, all of the bamboo parts are going to, you know, fall inside the box. That's really important that we don't have bamboo flying around. So for the gap that we are leaving right here on the side, we're going to lose some of that, but it's not going to be much. It's going to be around, you know, less than 1% of the bamboo. So yes, this is a very tedious process, but once you get this done, the rest is pretty straightforward. Alright, so this is the box all completed. It took me a little while, and you can see already that the bamboo is growing really fast. So the next thing that we need to do is the actual flying machine that is going to take care of, you know, chopping down all of this bamboo. And we're gonna grab the slime block here, the glass, the sticky piston, observers, and obsidian, which is the unmovable object that we're gonna use for now. You can use any other type of unmovable object, but yeah. So we're gonna start with slimes, so 10. And the last one is glass. So this glass is going to slide, you know, against the wall here, which is the reason why you don't really need leaves to be on this side of the box. But you can do that, you know, I just did it for you know, how do you say that, aesthetic purposes. So we do 1 sticky piston here. By the way, you can check my tutorial on flying machines. It's going to appear in the info box right there in the screen. You can go there, and I did an entire tutorial on this, so I'm not going to explain them too much. But yeah, basically I need observers facing down, but before that, I need to take care of the unmovable object because this is going to fire away. So 1 unmovable object right here. And I need 1 observer like that. So it's redstone and a repeater right there. And I need you going there. Perfect. So that's one of the stations there. And for this one, I'm going to disable it. So I'm going to put a block right here and a torch right there. So that means this is going to be disabled. Yeah, excellent. So on the other side of the flying machine, I need to build the same receptor, but one that is going to be automatic. Yeah, we are going to now test everything. So I'm going to turn this on so the cards start going, and you can see all of the cards going back and forth. And I'm going to remove this and nothing happens. Perfect. So then let me create a pulse. So yeah, let's do that. Wow, and the lag spikes is really bad. So you can see the flying machine going bamboo already growing, so it's going to redo that once it goes back. And something's wrong here. Oh yeah, of course, completely messed this up. This needs to be, yeah. So let's put a block here. It's gonna go. Give me that. I need it. So let's do this again. So an observer facing this way. I need a repeater on top of here, and then this. No, not here. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna work. All right. So I know what's wrong here. This is one block below. Silly me. Yeah, these things can be really hard to build sometimes. I'm gonna leave this in the tutorial so that you can, you can realize. So I'm gonna put the trapdoor. Trapdoor first. Repeater and dust, and then remove all this. And now hopefully this is in the correct position. So I'm going to make this go again. It already is going to get more bamboo out of here. So you can see that one bamboo we lost. And there you go. I'm missing the tick here. Repeater needs to be 4 ticks. Silly me. That's already been a really bad tutorial. Anyways, there you go. So yeah, we got a little bit more bamboo spit out than in that smelter over there, but that's okay. I mean, and you can see that if we check the furnaces, we already have each furnace. It has 1 stack of bamboo, or most of them. Yeah, all of them except one. And you can see that here it's already starting to create a backlog. This works as a buffer, so we can get our big amount of items into the smelter, and you're going to guarantee that this is not going to be without fuel. So yeah, hopefully you understood this. So we just had to align that observer with this observer. It was 1 block below, so this observer was pushing all of this stuff to the back, and that's why we used to have some redstone lying down over there. But yeah, now that we're building correctly, that's the flying machine part all the way. So let's go to the hopper clock, which is our next section. So for the hopper clock, we're going to do one that is off by default, and we're going to use the same switch here to turn it on. And if you want to know more about hopper clocks, you can go to my hopper clocks tutorial. It's going to appear right there in the infographics or more info stuff. How do you call that in YouTube? Anyways, that side on the upper corner of the screen. So I'm gonna do a line of redstone dust coming into here. That's going to trigger 1 pulse there so that the flying machine can go off. And then let's do a temporary block, an observer facing in this way right there. And here is going to be, and there you see that I've got my pulse. Yeah, this repeater needs to be 4 ticks so that when I do a pulse here, the pulse is going to last enough for this repeater to go off. So that's a rule of repeaters in Minecraft. All right, so we are in place for the thing. Let me see how to do that. I'm going to do a temporary block here, a piston, another temporary block. I think it needs to be right here, right? Yep. And then I'm going to do hopper going into the block, remove the block, hopper going into the hopper. If I can shift click, there you go. Excellent. And now let's continue with the structure. This is quite tricky actually. So I need this and this. I need a block up here and redstone dust. That's perfect. And then block here and remove that temporary block and redstone dust. So that's going to be our hopper clock right there, and we're going to disable it by placing a couple of torches here. And the last thing we need to do with that is to put some items in it. So I recommend, I think, a full 5 stacks. There you go. So this is turned off. So when I get these torches to go off, and I'm gonna show how to do that in a minute, this clock is going to start ticking. I think 5. This is roughly, I don't remember, but I did the calculation. I think it's 1.5 or 2.5 minutes per stack. But you can go into my other tutorial for more information on that. I think the longer you make the cycle, the better, because that's going to let the bamboo to grow even more. But of course, the bigger the farm, the shorter the poles that you're probably going to need for that. Alright, so to power on the clock cycle, we're going to take redstone from this line. And so I'm going to start from below the hopper right here. And I'm going to use some slabs, which I don't have. Oh, I figure you probably can use blocks. I was just, messing a lot with this until I actually found the right configuration. So that's why I kept the slabs. I think, yeah, this one is the one to go, and then we go to a side like that, and then we go below this one there, and then we're going to take redstone from here all the way up, without messing with the circuits nearby. So now when I turn the cycle on, this clock is going to start ticking. So everything is working at once. The flying machine and the carts, the recollecting carts, are working at once. So this lever right here is effectively the bamboo farm switch. Alright, so guys, we're getting close here. Now everything that is missing is the actual, smeltery stuff. We're gonna get right onto it. So we need the automatic item distribution system. So we're going to start with the hoppers. Again, be careful that make sure every hopper is facing the right furnace right here. And then, the rails needs to be on top of the hoppers. And I'm going to show you how to power those in a second. And of course, we need to make the stop for the rails right here. But of course, this is modular, so you can actually make this go even further. The same thing with these poles right here, with that, system over here. So if I replicate all of this module and leave this part in one place only, this is the control section of the thing. Basically, what I'm going to achieve is a modular, extendable super smelter system that is going to be awesome. Alright, so let's stop mumbling and get on with this thing. So we're gonna do 2 over here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and like that. And I'm going to basically reproduce the same thing that I have in my other super smelter that you already saw. So this, I think, like that. And so here we're gonna put a stoppage to the thing. I'm gonna load it with a minecart if I have one, with hopper, real quick, and then the input chest. There you go. Here's where I'm going to do the items. And of course, we also want to be able to switch this off, which I'm going to do real quick as soon as I can remember. So let's do the pulse extender while we're at it. So we need the torch right here. We're gonna send this off, and the pulse extender is going to have redstone here, comparator, and then redstone and another piece of redstone. Now this is a very short pulse extender that is going to be useful for up to, I think, 22 furnaces. So you can, in theory, get another another module and use the same pulse extender. But if you need more time, you can actually use the space to the back of this, or maybe to the side, to make this a longer pulse extender, so you can get more items loaded at a time here. So now for the off system, it's just one torch right there, one little block of redstone here, and that's going to be off by default. So we put a lever here and we turn this on. And so to power these rails, last thing we need to do is we put a block here with a torch. There you go. This is going to power the entire module. And then another thing you need is a torch right here to power those two rails right there. And then give this a nudge and it goes. And you can see that it goes all the way. I'm experiencing a lot of lag here. It's amazing. This needs Optifine for sure. But you can see that this is working, and I'm gonna park the thing here. There you go, it's parked. And we can also power that on, and make sure that it's going. Yeah, so we have that all completed. We only need the recollection system. So to make sure everything is in its right place, I'm gonna do the output chest first. So I think it's 3 blocks right there, and then that's where the chest goes. And yeah, I should probably make sure I have the right measure right there, but I'm pretty sure I have it. So hopper goes here, a comparator, and we need, well, I'm gonna need the cart again. So the lever goes here, repeater. I think I was doing this, right? I need a block and a torch. Redstone does here and redstone does here. No, wait a second. There's a torch. Torch here and repeater. Again, if you want to know how this works, you can check my tutorial. I explain everything about that. Now this is 2 power rails going here, and just a quick test. If I turn this on, this is going to turn on. That's perfect. And if a cart comes here with items, it's going to turn temporarily off. Now you need regular rail here, and then a line of power rails. Oh, interesting. This is powered by this thing. Now it's unpowered. But I'm going to take care of that real quick. Yeah, you see sections of the rails get power momentarily. Wow, it's amazing the amount of lag that this generates. This is probably an issue with the bamboo growing, all of that bamboo, and the fact that this snapshot is still not optimized properly, but yeah. Alright, so I was trying to make sure I had everything the right way there, so I'm going to power this with a couple of blocks of redstone underneath. There you go, now it's fully powered, which means that I can just get my minecart going here, and that's going to be the recollection system. So if I turn this on, that's gonna go off back and forth, and it's not being stopped by anything. So let's turn this off. There you go, excellent. So that is all of the mechanism completed. So that's pretty much a working super smelter. And yeah, now I'm gonna show you a little bit on how you can hide this, with some walls. Well, you actually saw, you're seeing it right here. So I put, the sign right there for the fuel, the automatic distribution system, exactly like I had it before, and the automatic recollection system right there. And this is a nice, neat little, design that I just came up with. I mean, you can replace this with stairs. It doesn't really change anything. The last thing that I need to show to you is that you can actually make this one single furnace. So I'm not going to build another block right here because I'm running a little bit out of time. I'm just going to destroy everything that I have here and just connect everything up using some, repeaters in the way because this is too far away. Yeah, I'm gonna show you how you can turn these 2 modules into one single super smelter system. Alright, so I made a big mess here. I removed all of the, control system stuff that was over here. All we have left here is, all of the rails for the super smelter and the bamboo farm with the recollection system. And you can already see, well, actually, this is lying right there because I stopped the carts prematurely. but we're going to start connecting all of the lines here. So the first thing I'm going to do is keep this going. Up to and about probably here, and then put another one of this. So we need a repeater right here, so going into here. So that's why I left a little bit of gap in there. You see that gray concrete dividing one module against the other, because that's how close you can do this. So let's do that. So with that, we have hooked up the cart. So if I go and test this, I'm gonna turn on the clock as well, but just for a little bit. If I turn on the carts, you see that those carts right there should be turned on. They're not. Yeah, perfect. Now we got it. Well, it can fail, it can fail. So that's how you do it, friends, not putting a block in the middle of the redstone line. There you go. So I'm gonna switch that off. Now the next thing that I need to hook up is the clock system. So I'm gonna continue with this one. Now this is a tricky one because I actually haven't done this before. But I'm figuring a repeater here will do it. And then we just need to extend the line with some repeaters to 4 ticks. We need 4 ticks in this. So it's going to create a bit of a delay right there. But that's basically how you do that. The other way you can do that is you can actually put an observer here. So, but let's just try this and see if it works. So clock's ticking. There it goes. And the pulse travels. And there you have it, guys. Both flying machines going at the same time. So basically I've hooked up both modules to the same lever right here. I'm gonna quickly turn this off. The lag is killing me. Oh my god. Oh, you can see the frames. Oh my god, the frames are so bad. And those are all ghost blocks. Yeah, they all disappear. So I just turned off the thing. You see all of the cards are actually offloading items. There you go. The ones here are not, but that's probably because there was very little bamboo and I turned those off before they could finish its job. So that's why they're there. And so that's the most important stuff. Now, the only thing that I have left here is actually, hook up the rails. So we just need to extend this. And when we go out of power, we just lay the redstone block. I have so much stuff in my inventory right now. So there you go. Oops, not that. There you go. So we have that going all the way, and then we need to just extend this one. Yeah, I'm already seeing that, I messed up with the color right there. I can't really have that, but I'll figure that out in a second. That's looking really bad, but you get the idea. You put some kind of divider right there. Anyway, so for here, I can just do one of those and keep it going. Yeah, there you go. So there you have a power rail that goes all the way. And so if I turn this on, of course, I need to extend. Well, I actually don't need to extend this pulse extender for 2 modules, but you get the idea. Those are the cars are going all the way back and forth over the 2 modules. So you have it. That's a proof of concept. This should be, of course, closer together, but you see how you can, make this work into basically a, never-ending super smelter, CPU crashing lag maker, whatever you want to call that. So that's about it for today's tutorial. It's been a really, really long tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the explanation, and you get the value of building a thing like this. You never ever need to go out, seeking for coal. Not that you're gonna need that, but it's really cool that you can have a fully automatic Super Smelter, or if you can hook up this automatically with, for example, a cactus farm, you can have an endless XP farm, automatic XP farm, without you having to do pretty much anything other than depleting the furnaces now and again. So that's the whole purpose of this tutorial. So hope you like it. As I said, if you do, leave a like, comment, or subscribe to my channel for some more Minecraft. I am going to go back to my survival series. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded anything in a while. I've been in vacations and just recharging my batteries. Now I'm really eager to continue working with this and keep giving you awesome content. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so that you get notified with new videos, new awesome tutorials. I'm going to try to come up with some original stuff for 1.14, so stay tuned for that, and see you next time. Goodbye.